Okay, welcome back to Rally Race, guys. Today we're doing a little bit different. So last video I uploaded was the disassembly of both engines. Unfortunately they weren't probably as well videoed as I'd liked, but they were videoed. We've now taken both engines apart completely and they're scattered around the workshop. But yeah, there's the block and everything. It's everywhere. The carb's over there, the block is over there, the head's there. Everything's everywhere. So we're just in the progress of cleaning everything, and then we'll do a full build log of actually how we'll build it, and we'll explain how to do everything from block and liners up. So we'll go from there. But today we are going to introduce a new car to the channel, which is Rob's. I don't know if you follow our Instagram, but I think we have.
Maybe.
Have we shown it, Rob?
I don't know.
So we might have shown it. There will be a photo on before this video comes up, so go and check it. Go and check it out now. And Rob's got a story to tell us, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Rob, what did you do to the new car?
So the new car is a Mazda MX5 Mk2 1.8 red. So it's it's quite
soft top or hard top?
Soft top, fun little car. And I was going to a classic car show the other weekend, going down a little sort of farm lane, one of those roads where it's not much wider than the car. Going down kind of quite a tight left-hander, quite blind, and this big Discovery Land Rover came the other way in the middle of the road. Wasn't anywhere to go, and rather than plough straight into it, I just kind of turned the wheel and went into the hedge. Unfortunately, when I went into the hedge, I kind of met a log, and it's sort of taken out the front left wing of the Mazda, and it looked quite bad. Hoping it hasn't damaged the wheel bearing. It seems to drive okay. I've managed to drive it home. But yeah, we're going to look at it today, take it up, get it up, take the wheel off, and see what the damage is, basically. So you're gonna stop it there?
Repairing another person's car again?
Yeah.
I've just repaired this as well.
Yes. Spent how many months? About 2 months in here.
No.
It was about 2 months overall. It wasn't like.
It was 3 weeks.
2 months. Was it?
It was 3 weeks. 3 weeks doing a lot to Rob's car.
Yes.
And
none of that's been undone though, because the stuff that we did.
No, it worked perfectly.
Okay.
He just drove into a hedge.
And like the bushes that we put in. Fingers crossed are okay, but we're going to have a look. It's just outside.
Let's go and have a look. Let's go and have a look. Look, it's a lovely red
MX5, which looks alright from this angle.
Look at that wing.
Lovely little car.
Look at it. You can't. I don't know what's wrong with it, mate.
Solid that. Nothing wrong with it. And then yeah.
Rob.
So it was this side that hit the hedge, obviously. I mean, it could have been worse. I could have been killed, and I wasn't, thankfully. I could have hit the other car. Again, I didn't. By some miracle, I missed it, so I didn't have to go through insurance. We're hoping it's just aesthetic, minus the fact that obviously this is ruined, and it's cracked here, which it's bent enough to crack the paint, but whether we can sand it down and respray it, I'm not sure, because the rest of the bumper seems to be okay. It's popped this out, and in doing so has snapped. I'll pop the bonnet. It's snapped the housing in which it sits. You recording?
Rob.
What?
What have you done?
Yeah, so
luckily
this has been pushed back. Obviously it snapped this, but it hasn't gone in so far that I don't think it hasn't cut any of the wires, thankfully.
Yeah, and there's no inner wing damage and there's no chassis rail damage.
Which is the main thing.
Yes, that's where we were looking for.
What I'm slightly concerned about is the wheel, because it did take a significant amount of the hit. But obviously this has been pushed in so far, and I can't imagine it narrowly missed the wheel and just hit this. I imagine that this did take quite a hit.
But you're saying it was pulling to the right on the way here?
It was pulling to the right a little bit on the way here, nothing major, but I mean, if it was full proper bearing damage, probably by now the wheel would have come off.
Yeah, you'd have felt it driving. You'd have heard it as well.
We'll have a look and see what the damage is.
Yeah. Okay, so as you saw in the last clip, we've got the car in. We've got it jacked up on two axle stands that are sitting on the subframe, so it is not going anywhere. So now is the investigation in what the hell Rob has done. So initially, obviously, the wings you heard some scraping, so initially we're looking at the inner wheel arch and stuff, so we can evidently see that here. There you go. So we're looking at cracking. I think that's actually the bumper that's cracked. It is, what year is this?
98, I think.
98. So we're 22 years old. So yeah, that bit's there. It's what's underneath it here. None of the under tray is cracked. The light is obviously cracked, as you saw there. It's cracked all in the light housing, and it's been pushed up as well, evident, which is here. So also, you have also cracked the wing mirror. So we are going to show you how to take this out. Literally push it back to where it goes. This is non-electronic, or the electronic? Non-electronic. So we've got two Phillips screws here, so we're just going to simply undo them. Hopefully there's no wires, which there shouldn't be because they're not electronic. Do they warm up?
No, not that I've noticed.
Do they not defrost?
No. Oh yeah, that's cracked. That's forked. That.
Lovely. There you go. Simple. As you can see, it's cracked there. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Rob. That's one for the mantelpiece. I doubt we'll be able to fix that because of the nature of the crack and stuff. So
be cheaper just to get a new part off eBay.
It's cheap enough to, even if we don't even the glass isn't in the new one. I'm sure we'll pop the glass out of this one and pop it back in on the new one. So we'll keep the screws and everything. So we'll cock it back to its original position, which is there. So we've still got the screws in here, so they can't come out. So, but we'll use Rob's soiled seat because it's full of
soiled by the hedge because the roof was down when the crash happened.
Yes. From another initial inspection, nothing's done with the door. There's a little bit of paint gone here.
There are scratches down the side.
Scratches down the side which you can't see because it's wet.
Perhaps with a decent compound polish it might come out.
Which you're the expert, mate.
So there's stuff there that, like, when you wipe it with your hand when wet, it kind of disappears. It sort of gets distorted by the water. But if I can focus, you can kind of see a line there, which might be sorted with a decent compound polish. If you just rub it with your finger, it looks like it disappears, but it is still there. Yeah. So, a couple of hours on that, once the rest of the car is fixed, and it should be okay.
Luckily, no damage to the roof, so that would be no leakage.
I mean, you say no leakage. There is some leakage, I would admit.
That's
but
because
it's just because it's an old car.
that's not because of the crash though.
No.
There you go, sorted. Windscreen's fine. It's not like it's cracked. And still on an inspection, a further inspection, there is no creasing in the inner wing and stuff like that. We'll obviously take the wing off now. We're going to get the wheel off first and go from there. Which we did disc and pads a couple of weeks ago, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant. So let's get under the car and we'll get back to you in a minute. Okay, so on further inspection, we literally just whipped the wheel off. As you can probably see, this is all crushed. This is crushed. All the fixings have popped out. Other than this one, this ripped, but the rest have just popped out. So, from the look of it, it looks like the inner wheel arch can be saved because the biggest thing on these cars, because it's a UK spec car, is that it rusts. And there's a lot of it, isn't there, Rob?
Yes.
So we want to try and obviously deflect the amount of water and what have you. So we're going to try and keep this. You've got a new wing coming, haven't you?
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah, you might have to source a new bumper, but it looks like all the inner wheel arch stuff is perfectly fine. It's just a bit crooked. So we'll whip this off, the inner wheel arch stuff, and then we'll go from there. So to get the inner wheel arch off this, all you'll need is a Phillips screwdriver, a medium-sized one. For reference, this is a Halford's one, perfect for the job. Just unscrew it about half a turn and they pop out and pull. If you don't, just pull them straight out or pull them with this, or just pull them a little bit and they will pop out. They're designed to be quick release, so they'll pop out probably about this far. Just pull them, and then they'll pull the whole body with them. Okay, and also you need I've got a 3/8 ratchet, but it's got an 8mm in it. This is a 6-sided socket. There's 3 little 8mm here under the bumper for the little piece of trim, which is just over there, which I don't know if you can see. There you go. So it's over there, and then so the rest of it is all those little plastic clips that I've just shown you, which there's no cracks on here. It's just bent. It's just bent in form. So we'll put this over there because we don't need it at the moment. So on the initial inspection, it looks like there's a little bit of damage, but it's mainly up here, which is where the light is held, which is here. So we might have to look at some photos so we can actually tap that back into place. Initially we can't see anything else broken or bent. So the arm seems to be all right. The tie rod, no, not the tie rod. The
Track rod end?
No, it's not track rod. No, it'd be okay. The steering arm.
That.
Yeah. What do you call it?
As you can tell, we are professionals.
Yeah, I don't know what you'd call it because I
The bit
don't
on
want to
the-
say an American term.
The bit on the end of the thing.
The bit on the end of the thing isn't bent. There you go, sorted.
Yep.
So yeah,
But yeah, if you shine the light up top, you can see where it's like where the light sits, and where it's cracked. I'm wondering if that gap where you can see the light through was as big as was as big as that used to be.
I don't know.
Because there's quite a bit of tearing there. It looks like it's
Yeah.
cracked there.
So now we can have a look at trying to get the wing off.
The wing, from the looks of it, is screw it off from the top.
Yes, but
It's nice and easy.
I didn't know if there's any others in here, which they sometimes hide them because they're brilliant. I love engineers.
Yeah, the main ones that I can see are these ones up here. So there's one, there's 3 there. Yes, we're on 4. But yes, there could be more.
When you're undressed, I heard you like to get away. I heard you like to stay out late. I heard you had a couple boyfriends. I heard they didn't treat you right. I heard you're hated by your girlfriends, 'cause all the guys want you tonight. Yeah, they say she's too hot, they say she's too cold. Where she came from, nobody really knows. They say she looks young, but say she acts old. From everything I've heard, she gets out of control. And all the boys say she was sent from the heavens, but I'm not too sure that this girl is a blessing. She's got the devil's eyes and they'll cut you like a weapon. She's stuck in my mind like a bad obsession. Got bad intentions. She's got a body like a cold thing. She likes to keep the party going. These rumors got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me. She's got a body like a cold thing. She likes to keep the party going. These rumors got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me.
Okay, so as you can see, it is all pretty straight. You've probably seen in the previous clips, but actually we have, the main impact was here and around the light. So luckily, none of the inner wing or the chassis has actually been affected, other than the support for the bumper, which is here, and the light, which is a little bit bent there. It's obviously bent in here, crumpled, and here as well. So I reckon if we twist this out, pull this straight and pull it up, and give it a little bit of a tap and a bit of a love from behind, we'll be able to get it pretty much bang on. Also this here as well. So next time we will be taking off the other side so we can actually compare it. So we've got some measurements or some reference points to work from, even if it's just a photo, or we can just scan over the other side, because they're going to be mirror images, because from the looks of things this hasn't been crashed before, unless we find out that it has. Well, it's going to be quite fun. So if it has been crashed on the other side, we'll be getting some photos off eBay or of Google Images of people who have got the front ends exposed, or we can get the slam panel or something. So we'll get this back up and running. Rob is going to get a new door mirror, new wing,
New
some
radiator.
new lights, new radiator, because the fins in the radiator have just degraded over time, and you can run your finger down them and they're just coming off. So we're going to replace the radiator, which will become more efficient. Also, we're going to get a new bumper as well, because it's evidently cracked and disformed, and I don't think we'll be able to get it back to what it was. So we're going to strip everything off. It doesn't look like anything mechanically has been done to the car, which actually we can test when we get it down. We can actually test even without a wing or a light. We can drive around the place where we are and see if it actually pulls to one side. I think the pulling or the other sensations through the steering wheel that Rob was feeling earlier when he was driving here were because of the inner wing actually catching on the wheel. So from initial inspection, there's nothing wrong with it mechanically, so we're not too worried in that sense. It's just more cosmetic. So everything under here in the wheel arch, there's nothing. As you can see, there is no evident or initial signs. If we take the bumper off and there's some more, which it doesn't look like it. So in the coming weeks we'll source all the parts and then we'll put it all back together. I think we might have to do a little bit of rust repair.
Just a bit.
Just a bit. So this car's got a lot of rust. So we'll be getting the rust killer out, and also get the red oxide primer in there, and then we'll spray it all as well. So we're protecting everything that we come across, and that's the main focus of this car. So if we do something, we're going to do it properly. We're not just going to slap some parts on it and go, there you go, carry on. No, if we've got a problem like rust, we want to try and preserve it. So we'll see what's there. We won't go mad, but we'll go sufficient to protect the car. So we'll get doing this, and you'll see what we do. So hopefully it'll help you guys. But this will be a little bit of a mini series, rebuilding an MX5 Mk2. Huh?
Battery's about to go. Just a sec.
But yeah, we'll pick up in the future. We won't be too far. We'll definitely be recording, as we'll have more time on our hands.
And as long as we aren't kept inside by this coronavirus.
Yes. So yep, we'll have some fun, and hopefully we'll see you shortly. But yeah, like and subscribe. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comments. I do get back to you pretty quickly. And if you want to check us out on social media, they're down all in the description. But yeah, thank you, and see you in a bit.